most high school chemistry teachers are boring and did a horrible job of making their students care about the periodic table. I flunked out of chemistry and managed to skirt my way around it by taking some life science class or some shit. But the truth of the matter is there's a lot of fascinating elements that I never learned about. So here's 3 of those bitches tonight. Deep Fat Fried.
2022 will be the year that we literally drown you in content. 156 standard 30-minute episodes of Deep Fat Fried, 52 long-form episodes of Deep Fat Fried, 37 episodes of Dank D&D, live episodes of Onion Nuggets every Wednesday, new Cinema for Cynics reviews, Fighting Boys, Abandon Hope, Hideology, Ask Hollywood Love, and The Grease Trap. And even if you manage to watch it all, we still have a massive back catalog of old content that's going to blow your mind. We have got metric tons of old commentaries, grease traps, mountains of Deep Fat Fried episodes. We got oceans of flash fries. We got valleys of Abandon Hope and Hideology and other miscellaneous content you could watch for weeks, if not months, straight. And with all this content, both new and old, we have realized that it is time to simplify our Patreon. Yes! Right now, our Patreon is split into a $10 tier and a $5 tier. Now, this has long aggrieved us because our philosophy in this company is that simplicity is best. How do we create so much content? We keep it simple. We keep it streamlined. We commit to a process, and we constantly fine-tune that process. Anything that wastes time, we get rid of. Having 2 patron tiers is not in line with our philosophy. So, we've decided to unify into a single tier at the price point of $7. Join the Pessimist Productions Patreon today, because we are looking very forward to entertaining you all in 2022.
You like the number 3?
I do. That's true. I do.
You're obsessed with the number 3.
This is a cool looking motherfucker right here. It's all shiny. Looks like something
shiny.
Looks like something worth killing someone for. You know, like if someone had this, you know, you bash them with a rock, take it. You know?
Well, to be honest with you, in the future, people may, in fact, currently people may be being killed either, you know, in the mines for this shit or for this shit, because it is a highly valuable metal.
It looks like it.
The densest metal on Earth. It's osmium.
TJ, that's why you like it. You're the densest human on Earth. It's the densest metal.
Wow.
Ah.
Connection made.
Yeah.
I see a little I made a little connection for you there.
Yeah, it's just scratch my nose here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Something wrong with your nose, TJ?
Yeah.
Something wrong with your pointer finger, too?
Yeah, strange.
Why aren't you using
I
it?
was, yeah.
Flipping the audience off? Looks like almost you're flipping the audience off.
Why are you?
Adjust your mic there, Daddy.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
It's a little wonky.
That's nice
Yeah,
of you.
thank you. That's nice, man. Appreciate that.
Little wonky there, Scotty.
So it's in the platinum group of metals, as you can probably tell from looking at it. It's got that very lustrous look, like platinum, and it's one of the rarest elements in the Earth's crust. It's only 50 parts per trillion in the Earth's crust.
Shit.
It's amazing we can even find this shit.
0.6 parts per billion in the universe. And so it may well be the rarest precious metal, not just on Earth, but in the universe. It's not, there's not a lot of this floating around out there. At least we don't think there is. Osmium was discovered in 1803 by Smithson Tennant. And its name from the Greek osme, odor. I'm not sure. Maybe it stinks.
Stink?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Osmium tetroxide has a characteristic unpleasant, irritating odor, similar to that of chlorine and ozone, with a touch of garlic, some people say.
Ugh.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Shit. Well, it doesn't look like it would even have a smell.
A smelly metal, but
stinky, shiny rock.
But super valuable.
Osmium, as it exists, is actually a byproduct of mining for straight platinum. So for every 10,000 tons of platinum mined, only 30 grams of osmium is produced.
Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
So
So it's insanely rare.
yeah, insanely rare. It's the world's densest metal, has twice the density of lead, but it's rarely used in its pure form due to its highly toxic and volatile nature. The metal is used in a few alloys with platinum, iridium, other platinum group metals, and in industry as a catalyst. At one time, it was to be encountered in the nibs of high quality fountain pens. So I guess back in the day, before they figured out how important this was to electronics and other things, I guess high quality fountain pens might have an osmium nib.
Yes.
That'd be kind of nice. I'd like an osmium nib.
Yeah, dude.
According to Metals Daily, the current price of osmium is $400 per ounce. Gold is closer to $1,500 and platinum is about $900. However, because osmium is the densest, it takes a much smaller amount to add up to that weight. So, you understand, an ounce of osmium is like a tiny little dollop, right?
It's like a speck because it's so fucking dense and heavy, right?
Osmium is being sold on Amazon for much cheaper, but the problem with the metal is that it's incredibly toxic. It can cause lung damage. Researchers describe it as dry land drowning.
Oh, fuck. That's not, that sounds unpleasant.
I don't want to find out anything more about that at all. It can cause eye damage so severe that it'll stain your corneas black.
Whoa.
So I guess maybe
it's pretty metal.
Yeah, I mean, you might look cool, but you're not going to, you give up your sight.
Yeah. You just got to walk around like you can see, and then you'll still look cool. Be like, yes, of course.
I look so cool. I'm blinded.
And then you run into a wall or something. The effect is kind of ruined.
I can't breathe and I can't see, but damn, I look awesome.
God damn, I'm fucking cool right now.
If I get fucking COVID, you'd be like, oh, no, it's not that. It's osmium.
This would be like a cool, James Bond villain. His eyes are all black. He struggles to breathe.
My name is Mr. Osmium Bond.
They call me Osmium Osmosis.
Metallic osmium, when it's inert, is harmless, but when it's combined with 4 atoms of oxygen, you get a different beast. You get osmium tetroxide, which is 50 shades of nasty, super hazardous. The most terrifying danger for chemists is blindness, as I said, something chemistry blogger Derek Lowe wrote about in 2004. Breathing a large amount of the vapor can kill a person through irritation of the lungs, but it's not as bad that way as the better known agents like phosgene. Bigger problem is the cornea of the eyes, and the reagent is mostly feared for its ability to bring temporary and in some cases permanent blindness. Just being around the solid crystals is enough to get you overexposed. So,
right. So if you were in a room with that crystal, you could go blind just from being in the same room.
Fuck.
Yes.
Fuck. All right.
Okay. Yeah. I guess if you really hate somebody, just put them in a room with some osmium.
Just be like, here.
Yeah. Just a innocent little metal right there.
Well, this person's holding it. They seem fine.
The person died right after this photo, TJ.
Oh, fuck.
Even knowing how rare it is, it's yet to achieve the status of other precious metals. The Osmium Institute, headed by scientist Ingo Wolf, is pitching it as such and claims that the value will soon rocket to the moon due to it being the rarest precious metal and the rarest existing element. So he's betting on the fact that just because this thing is the hardest metal to find and produce, that eventually people are going to be like, give me some of that toxic shit what stains your eyes black if it accidentally gets out into the air. I don't think so.
This guy is a Bond villain. Ingo Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da. That's going to be the guy then.
They call him the Wolf.
Osmium is sold as flat discs and has a glittery, sparkling finish. And a naturally rough surface akin to a metal nail file.
Mm-hmm.
A Wolf and his lab partner claim to have developed a crystallization process that renders osmium harmless and transforms it into the chameleon of jewelry.
Okay.
It sounds to me like Ingo Wolf is really trying to sell something that not a whole lot of people are buying. In the Osmium Institute's assessment, there's only 9 cubic meters of osmium left in the Earth, merely 2 of which we can actually get to. Granted, they have a vested interest in creating the perception that they're selling an extremely valuable product because of its rarity, so take that with a grain of salt. And also, don't go buy it.
They're trying to sell this shit, so yeah.
Yeah, don't go buy it and inhale the air around it unless it's prepared. I don't know if I would believe either that this is actually osmium here, but maybe there's a little bit in there.
They got a process, Paul. They crystallize that shit. It's harmless. It's inert.
Yeah, you could eat it, Paul, and you feel fine.
You can shove it right up your butthole, Paul. It's fine. No problem. No problem.
They have no vested interest in you believing that.
Whoa.
This is another cool ass element. This is called antimony.
Yeah.
Or antimony, I guess. Antimony is a silvery white metal that's found in the Earth's crust with a history spanning thousands of years of human use. Popular etymology from the Greek anti-monachos or French antimony still has adherents. This would mean monk killer.
Dope.
And is explained by many early alchemists being monks and antimony being poisonous in certain forms. So I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, by the way. It's either antimony or antimony. I'm going to go with antimony and get corrected a billion times in the comments. Antimony does not occur in nature in its metallic form. So where did these monks get it? Like most metals, antimony has to be smelted from its ore, in this case, antimony sulfide, known as stibnite, which is a substance that's been known. Yeah, stibnite, man. You ain't never heard about the stibnite?
No.
Nah, dog.
I don't know a damn thing about it.
Jezebel, the biblical temptress, is said to have used it to darken her eyebrows. And stibnite was the main ingredient in kohl, used by ancient Egyptian women in a different type of mascara. So been used as makeup, I guess, for a long time.
Early cosmetics. Yeah, it makes sense.
It probably has the most checkered past of all of the elements on this list. Its first known use as makeup was quite glamorous. If you visit the Louvre, you can see a 5,000-year-old vase that's made of almost pure antimony. It all went downhill from there for the poor element. In medieval times, it was used medicinally as a laxative. But not just any laxative, get this, reusable laxative.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Picture this. You swallow this little rock. You wait until it irritates your intestines enough to cause you to expel all your bowels. And then while you're doing that, the rock itself comes out. You pick it out, rinse it off, put it back in a jar, and the next
Hopefully
time
rinse it off.
Yeah,
There you go,
maybe.
TJ. TJ's like, I need to pass something. Oh, here you go, TJ.
All right, let's hear.
Antimony.
Antimony.
All
Antimony.
right. Well, there you go. Antimony. It just sounds like a human emotion and not a metal, but whatever.
Oh, TJ, do you need a bowel laxative? Here you are.
TJ, your very presence fills me with antimony.
Laxatives?
Yeah, so why would they do this? Well, like I said, they can use it the next time to get rid of their bad humors that were making them sick.
Obviously. Too much phlegm.
Not only that, but some families would actually like have a favorite one. They'd be like, "Oh, this antimony pill never fails to loosen the bowels. I want you to have it." And it would go through like generations of families where they would
Literally
all
passed
have
through, passed on. Yeah.
Passed through
Literally.
generations.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's one family heirloom I would be happy to pass on and not pass through. So antimony could possibly have been the culprit of Mozart's death as well. Another method of using this element as a purgative involved drinking wine that had been left standing overnight in a cup made of antimony. This resulted with the antimony reacting with the tartaric acid in the wine to form antimony tartarate, which is a compound that makes you puke. So the idea was you do this and it purges the body. Once again, based on this idea of humors and bullshit, right?
Your vomit humors are too high. Release some vomit and you'll feel better.
We'll try bloodletting next.
Because, medicine was pretty primitive at the time of Mozart's death, it's not real super clear, like, what he died of or what he was suffering from. But he was treated with tartar emetic, which is the shit we described.
No, he was killed by a jealous fellow musician. We all saw Amadeus.
Yep. His symptoms, of course, at his death were intense vomiting, fever, swollen abdomen, and swollen limbs. And all are consistent with antimony poisoning. So,
man, people are so fucking stupid. Like, this literally poison. It's making you sick. Let's take it to cure sickness. I don't know.
Yeah. Kind of sounds similar to how it went when George Washington was treated with Spanish fly on his deathbed. We recently released that beetle episode where maybe found out it might have been that bullshit.
Medical science, man. It's had a rough road. I think we'll probably look back at chemotherapy similarly someday if we survive long enough as a species. Anyway,
it is interesting that on his deathbed, Mozart did believe he was being poisoned, but he was not blaming the doctors or himself for picking the treatment that he was using. He thought it was his rival Antonio Salieri who was trying to do him in. It's that Salieri. He's always. This is, of course, I don't know if you've ever seen Amadeus, but it's a really good movie and kind of covers Mozart and Salieri's rivalry from the standpoint of Salieri. So,
Salieri.
Yeah, really good movie.
He's awesome. He's the best mediocrity ever.
Today, neither metallic antimony nor its compounds have any medicinal use. They're known as a poison.
Yeah.
Although up through the 1970s, antimony compounds were used to treat parasitic infections like schizosomatis. I don't know what the fuck that is, and I hope I never... Schizosomiasis? Myiasis? Nope, don't want it. These preparations...
Let's have fun.
Sounds like something you don't want.
Nope.
For sure.
These preparations did kill the parasites, but sometimes they also killed the patient, so...
Well, you know. Gotta break a few eggs,
I guess so.
Sometimes the omelet process,
Up to the early 20th century, tartar emetic was actually used as a remedy, albeit a totally ineffective and really dangerous one for alcohol abuse. Thinking that just make a person throw up a bunch of times, or like soak their fucking alcohol in one of those glasses made out of this shit, and then it'll make them throw up.
It'll show you. It's like it might kill you though, but okay.
Let's see. The New England Journal of Medicine once reported a case of a man whose wife tried to cure him of his alcoholic habit by secretly putting tartar emetic in his orange juice. The result was a trip to the hospital with chest pains and liver toxicity. 2 years later, the man reported complete abstinence from alcohol. So it seems,
just so his wife wouldn't try to fucking kill him again. Jesus Christ.
So I guess he got taught a lesson that time. However, it does have some modern uses. Antimony isn't used alone because it breaks easily, but when mixed into alloys, it's used in lead storage batteries, solder, sheet and pipe metal, bearings, castings, pewter. Antimony oxide is added to textiles and plastics, so it has a lot of general purpose construction and production uses, but it's not something that human beings are taking anymore.
Yeah, we no longer look at this and go like, delicious. Reusable laxative. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Simply pluck it right out of your shit to use again. Think about all the money you save. Come on.
I saved a lot of money.
I know there's a lot of spendthrift people out there. Hey, if you're one of those kind of people, one of these stingy motherfuckers that haven't joined the Pessimist Productions Patreon, for example, you're looking for a way to save a little money, reusable fucking laxative. Good enough for the Egyptians. You telling me it ain't good enough for you?
Yeah, and dude, what you can pass it down to your kids too.
Yeah, pass it on down.
That's your fucking family.
Pass it through,
right
pass it down, pass it any way you want.
Mm-hmm.
So the last thing that we're going to talk about is the most magnetic element that we've yet discovered, dysprosium.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you work or study in some very specific fields, I'm just making sure I'm saying that right. Dysprosium, yeah. Chances are you're probably not too familiar with dysprosium. It's high on the list of rare, valuable elements, atomic number 66. It's named after the ancient Greek dysprositos, which literally means hard to get.
Can't get it.
Unobtainium, bro.
Yeah, this is like literal unobtainium.
Yeah, so like really like when they called that shit unobtainium, that really wasn't too unrealistic because that does seem to be how these things are fucking named. So
it was
everyone who like sniggered at that in the movie, it's probably not really that unrealistic of a name for the fucking thing.
I still think it's cringy as fuck.
Maybe.
Yeah. You know what? You're not convinced.
But you know
otherwise.
what? It tells you exactly what the fuck you're dealing with. So I don't know. I think it's fine. I laughed at the time, but you know, in retrospect, not that ridiculous.
So it is a lustrous, soft, silvery rare earth metal. The name rare earth is misleading because the elements in this group are not particularly uncommon. However, they often occur together in the earth, and it's difficult to separate them from one another. So dysprosium was discovered in 1886 by a Paul, of course, Paul Emile Lecoq. What do you think about that? What do you think about that shit?
It's a pretty cool name.
That's not even his first name. I'm going to try and get through it. Paul Emile Lecoq de Boisboisdon.
Oh,
Boisboisdon.
that's a mouthful.
I'm just going to call him Paul. Paul developed an intricate and time-consuming procedure for the separation. Yeah, well, it's the easiest one to say, man.
Yeah, sure.
You know, Paul, this brilliant Paul, developed an intricate and time-consuming. It's another one in a long list of brilliant and unimpeachable Pauls. He was the first one to separate dysprosium.
Right, because it was so mixed in with other elements, he figured out a process to get it out of there.
Right, so he had to precipitate 32 times. That means he used acid to reduce the metal to its base, and then used a base to bring it back, or to reduce metal to a liquid, and then used a base to bring it back and separate out different parts of it. Yeah. It's how they refine gold. But usually when refining gold, you don't do 32 precipitations.
Right. So it's a long, intensive fucking process.
Right. So yeah, whatever. It took a long time to do. Pure samples of dysprosium were not available until 1950 because of how hard it was to get. When Frank Spedding and his coworkers at Iowa State University got bored of being in a fucking endless corn maze filled with fucking idiots and decided to develop a technique to separate the rare earth element in a reliable and an efficient manner that didn't, require 32 preparations.
There you go. Figured it out.
It only takes precipitations. It only takes small amounts of impurities to affect the metal's physical properties, but it's generally soft enough to be cut with a knife when it's pure.
Wow.
Dysprosium turnings ignite easily and they burn white hot. The soft metallic substance is in big demand for a bunch of things that are also parts of things that are in big demand, like electric motors, especially electric vehicles and wind turbines. The biggest use of dysprosium is as an alloying addition to permanent magnet materials. These uses have earned dysprosium a place in the U.S. Department of Energy's list of critical materials for what they call the green economy.
So it kind of sucks that it's so rare because
kind of need it.
And so hard to get.
Seems pretty vital. Yeah, the stuff we need for so many of the things we want to do is like rarium, unobtainium, can't findium.
And a lot of these rare earth metals are only mined in China too.
even outside of what we would call the green economy, this element has a huge role in nuclear energy. Dysprosium oxide nickel cement plays a role in cooling nuclear reactor rods in modern reactors. So
Damn.
even under prolonged neutron bombardment, the cement absorbs neutrons readily without swelling or contracting. Due to its roles in renewable and low emission energy, some have argued that dysprosium will be one of the main objects of geopolitical competition in a world running on renewable energy.
Sounds like it. I mean, if it's that valuable,
Future poor people will die for this.
yeah, poor people will be mining this, so rich people can have electric.
Well, not only
vehicles.
mining this, but murdering each other for the fucking right to have the place where this is.
Yeah.
You know?
Crazy, right? This element also, so yeah, it would probably be a good investment for both a bright green future and a post-nuclear war future. So if you want to hedge your bets either one of those ways, you might want to start.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at like dysprosium stocks.
Yeah, I'll trade you 17 goats for 1 ounce of dysprosium. Done.
Yeah, sorry, I've been calling it dysproprium. That probably means something completely different. The magnetic character of dysprosium and its compounds has also changed them to good candidates for use in different data storage devices, such as compact discs, hard disks. Without rare earths and the miniaturization capabilities they provide, computers would be the size of a classroom instead of the size of a smartphone. So it's one of the elements that's needed for the development of the technologies to miniaturize things. So once again, I think people are right when they say that this is probably going to be one of those things everybody's fighting over in the future.
Yeah.
It's too critical.
You know, we got to get on top of this shit, because right now only the elites know that we're fighting for this. So we got to fucking get some, Scotty.
Yeah, dude.
No matter what we do, we just got to get some dysprosium.
Dysprosium.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
It's dysprosium. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I've been wrong the whole time. I've been calling it dysproprium.
Oh.
Yeah, it says dysprosium on the
It's dysprosium.
Yeah, that's mine. I'm
dysprosium.
Getting it.
Okay, cool.
It's mine, Scotty. Fuck you.
No, I'm having dysprosium mine, dude.
No, you ain't.
Sam?
You ain't having shit. No. It's my fucking dysprosium. I'm stockpiling this shit.
No, you're not, TJ.
Because you know what? Everything uses it. You know what'll happen to me, though? I'll fucking stockpile this shit and be like, we found a much better way.
Yeah.
Found a much better way with simple aluminum.
We can use graphite, TJ. That's now rendered, useless.
Fucking bastards.
It's also the most strongly magnetic element that we know of. It helps neodymium-based magnets function at higher temperatures, which is huge to these kind of semiconductors and big kind of energy conductors that they're talking about with these larger electric engines that they're positing might pilot spacecraft someday. I mean, this shit is like, rare as hen's teeth, and it's needed for everything, basically.
Let me tell you something. And there's a great philosopher once asked a very profound question about these magnets. He said, fucking magnets, how do they work?
Oh, you mean Violent J?
I don't want to talk to a scientist. You motherfuckers lying and getting me pissed.
Well, I never told him about dysprosium.
And I believe that was Shaggy 2 Dope that said that, but I could be mistaken. I think he was at least the one that said the scientist line. I think that Violent J might have been the one that asked, fucking magnets, how do they work? And then Shaggy 2 Dope chimed in with, I don't want to talk to a scientist. You motherfuckers lying and getting me pissed.
Yeah.
So a lot of what you told us here is we're getting this from scientists. And if Shaggy 2 Dope is to be believed, and I don't see why you shouldn't be, they're lying. Dude, so this is magic.
If I was a juggalo porn star, I would call myself Shaggy 2 Rope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you're like you'd be like a BDSM porn star.
No.
Oh, like 2 rope. I get it. Like a rope of cum.
Yeah.
Rope to rope.
I gotcha.
A guy that's always known for producing 2 perfect ropes.
Yeah. Like really practice it out.
And wearing juggalo paint.
Whoop, whoop. 2 ropes on them titties.
By the way, dysprosium is integral for making grease paint.
Damn.
So
everything, man.
Juggalos
Everything.
couldn't even paint their faces without dysprosium.
Dude, we got to convince the juggalos that that's actually true.
I know.
And create a juggalo army, dude.
A juggalo, and that's who was going to stock our
It's
mine.
like, we got to
dude.
go in that mine and get that dysprosium, juggalos. Whoop, whoop. Show me them hatchets.
If we
We'll
can't
lead
do-
an army
if-
of hatchet-wielding juggalos into the dysprosium mines, waste every motherfucker there, secure that shit for ourselves, and then we're major players in the new global
Just
economy.
tell them,
Well,
like,
here's
look,
the thing, TJ.
you can't make face paint. You can't make Fago without it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I've got
Every
good news for
bottle
you.
of Fago got 1 drop dysprosium in it.
I don't want
Come
this.
on.
I don't want this to be a huge doom spiral. I got good news for you. Most of this shit is mined and found right here in the good old US of A. We have almost a monopoly on this metal, TJ. Just kidding. It's China. Only about 100 tons of this are produced per year, and it's mostly in China. China, in fact, produces most of the rare earth metals that are used for things.
Oh yeah.
So they've got a monopoly on this stuff. What little
But
of it there is.
I'm sure that they're not going to emerge as the new superpower in the world.
They're going to share it
no.
with everyone that asks for it. If you say, "Hey, China, look, I need to just a little bit of dysprosium," they're going to go, "Oh, okay, no problem."
Hold
Here you
on,
go.
just ordering the just going to order the Mandarin course guide real quick so I can learn that shit. Yeah, dude, we got look. Us in the army of juggalos, we're gonna go to China, right? We'll do it. We'll have this whole
Mongolia
cover
actually
operation.
is where you want to go.
Mongolia. Okay, we're gonna go to Mongolia.
Yeah, we got to go to Mongolia. Fuck,
Central
dude.
Mongolia is the rare earth capital of the planet.
You and I need to meet with Shaggy and Violent J, convince them to go along with this. Tell them the new fucking gathering of the juggalos is in Mongolia, y'all. Get all the juggalos to Mongolia, and then we fucking from there, we brainwash them over the course of the next few days into taking out their hatchets. We're going to storm the fucking dysprosium mines. We're going to take that shit over, and then we're going to fucking hold it hostage for the Chinese government for $1 trillion. Boom.
So even then,
Yeah.
let's say we do that.
Yeah.
So experts in the field point to this place, Bayan Obo, which is a mining district in Inner Mongolia, dubbed the rare earth capital of the world. They're saying that whole area is going to be mined out in 50 years or less.
Right. Fuck. So we got to get in there now, secure that, lock that shit down.
So there you go.
You know?
So that's 3 rare metals that we will probably be going to war over in the near dystopian future. If you liked this,
Coming to a dystopian nightmare near you.
let me know in the comments. Become a patron. Bye.
Oh, yeah. Do it. Bye. Do it.
Deep Fat Fried. Deep Fat Fried.